All right, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast trials, and in this video we're going to be doing a patch review for the Countdown event patch notes, which have just been released about an hour ago or so. And as you saw, of course, on that little notification that I had as I first logged in, the event has begun. However, outside of just the event, there's also a bunch of very cool patch notes for a few amps and rigs, as well as escalation that we're going to be getting into today. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to jumping into the event as well in some future videos coming out later this week. And we potentially might have some more escalation live streams coming up in the near future due to the changes they made. They made quite a few escalation changes that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, we're going to get into all that right about now. So of course, the main thing with this update is the Countdown event. I'm going to quickly look at the news here. Okay, they've reduced the news now to just the actually new relevant stuff as opposed to having a bunch of old stuff on there. So that's good that the news section is more trimmed down. But let's go ahead and open up the terminal and check out the event. Oh, they've also changed. This little thing was not yellow before. I know that at least. And as you can see on the UI here, we do have event tokens making a return. So I'm very happy to see that. There is an event catalog, and we'll get into everything that's available in there very shortly. However, it is important to note this is yet again a two-part event, just like Bambino, with the first part starting today, ending on the 24th, and then the second part going from the 24th to October 8th. So 2 weeks for each part again. I think that's maybe a bit less bad this time since there is the actual event tokens and event catalog and reason to continue playing it, as opposed to Bambino, which just had the stamps and was basically no different than normal trials outside of the special variators. But either way, this is going to be my first look at the trial list. Of course, with this, we also have 2 new MK challenges coming in on the docks, but let's view the program here. Of course, with the event, there's 2 variators that come with it. The first being the main one, which is Bomb Countdown, where you will have a bomb strapped to your chest throughout the trial, and it starts with a certain amount of time, and you can find time extensions placed in the trial, but if your timer hits 0, that bomb's going to explode, and I'm assuming it'll kill you in one hit. So yeah, that is a pretty stressful and interesting variator. I'm looking forward to trying out some speedruns, and maybe people who normally play slower are going to have a cool new experience with this. Additionally, we have Find the Radio, which is the secondary objective replacement, very similar to past events like Toxic Shock, Winter Kills, all had these, as well as Prime Time, all had these variators that replace the secondary poster objective with something different. This one says, find and stop the broadcast in the trial. So it sounds like there's just one broadcast in the trial that you have to find and stop. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I'm interested to see how that plays out. If maybe it's something you need to track down or just a single thing you need to find. That would be kind of surprising if that were the case, just because having only one thing for the secondary objective would be a bit easy. But here we have the trial list: kill the snitch, vindicate the guilty, poison the cattle, which is one of the new MK challenges with this this update. Empty the vault, which is the other new one. So poison the cattle and empty the vault are the 2 new MK challenges. Teach the police officer, love that one. Feed the children, drill the futterman, cancel the autopsy, and shut down the factory. Honestly, I really like this trial list, if I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these trials I'm a big fan of. Teach the police officer, feed the children, drill the futterman are all great. Kill the snitch is always fun. Vindicate the guilty can be enjoyable. Cancel the autopsy, shut down the factory, all great ones. And of course, I'm looking forward to jumping into the 2 new MK challenges as well. Of course, here on Intensive, you also get increased threat and limited intel. And then Psychosurgery this time around is adding in increased threat to unreliable doors and limited items alongside the Psychosurgery variator. You'll also see on this screen there's a bit of a change. These trials that you haven't played or looked at yet have yellow exclamation points, which I kind of don't like, since you just have to click on the trial to remove it. If you could just hover over it, that would be a bit nicer. But yeah, let's see what it says here for the new MK challenge. The milk of human kindness must be contaminated with liberty and progress. Poison the cattle and spoil their milk. So this would make sense to be the one that uses the poison bottles that you have in Poison the Medicine that you have to carry around and take damage if you carry them for too long. Not my favorite mechanic, but hopefully it's used to interesting effect in this trial. And then Empty the Vault. Casinos are the temple of idiot waste and willful failure. Steal from those who would steal from you. And I assume this one will be the one where you line up the images to get the codes, and maybe you'll be retrieving money or something from those, given the casino theme. But yeah, both those sound really cool, and I'm looking forward to exploring more of the Docks map with these 2 new MK challenges. And of course, they will also be featuring Franco Barbie as the main prime asset, as it is his map. So yeah, overall, it looks pretty cool. I think it's a great trial list, and I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into the event and giving you guys some more content related to that. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, finish trials and MK challenges. Oh, I guess it would be interesting to see how many tokens do you get here. So on psychosurgery, for an MK challenge, or for a full trial rather, you get 4 event tokens, and for an MK challenge, you get 3. So absolutely going to be way more worth it to do MK challenges than full trials, which has usually been the case in the past. Intensive just gives 1 less in each, and then standard gives 2 and 1, and then does introductory also give 2 and 1? It does. Okay, so standard introductory have the same rewards. So if you don't want to actually play the event but still want your rewards, you can play on introductory, I suppose. I will most likely be going on psychosurgery, as I tend to do. And that should be pretty fun. I'm just getting rid of all these yellow exclamation points. But yeah, and then if you complete that secondary objective of turning off the radio, you will get extra event tokens. I think it's usually just 1 extra, but yeah, that's usually pretty good. And then there's also tasks for the event. So I'm a little bit worried to look at this, but I'm hoping it's a decently long list of actually interesting tasks, as opposed to how the past events and weeklies have been. So let's have a look. Oh, interesting. They have these green check marks now when you finish all of the tasks in the category. That's nice to see. So these 2 I've completed. Genesis I have not yet gone back and done, but obviously I've done all of these trials in the past. I'm going to avoid clicking on it just yet, just to get rid of all these others. All right, let's see. Countdown. There's 27 days left on these tasks, so that, of course, indicates that this is not going to be refreshing at the Part 2 switchover, so I hope it is a good list. Let's see. Complete 6 tasks of the special program. 6 tasks. You mean trials? I don't know what that... Or no, I guess it means like this task list. And you get 100 event tokens for that. What? That's so many. I wonder how much the stuff costs. Complete 12 trials of the special therapy for 25 tokens. Score A+ in 3 trials. Complete the secondary objective 9 times. Use 50 time extenders. Okay, so one that's kind of unique to the trial itself. And you also get stamp rewards for these as well. 50 stamps for each of these, it appears. Complete a trial using 2 time extenders or less. Okay, so here you go. That is a good task, an interesting one that requires you to do something specific. I think that fits very well with the event. These are the kinds of tasks I'm wishing they had more frequently in events and weeklies. So that's a great one. Complete a trial with over a minute remaining 5 times. That's also a cool one. Complete a trial without ever dropping below 1 minute remaining 3 times. Keep the timer under 5 minutes for the entire trial 3 times. Fill every slot in your inventory with time extenders once. So yeah, I mean, those are fantastic list of tasks. My only concern is that there are a little bit too few requirements for them, and like I feel like pretty much anybody who does the event for this first half is going to be able to complete this full list, and then for the second part of the event, there's not going to be any to do. But still, I think this is a great improvement on the list of tasks and the way that they are introducing them. I really hope that they continue with this for weeklies as well, and not just events. Nothing in here for completing the trial with like 2 seconds left on your bomb, which is one I was hoping to see. But overall, I think a massive step in the right direction, and I really hope they continue with that going forward. But yeah, looking forward to completing those tasks for those extra token rewards. Speaking of those extra token rewards, we can now take a look at the catalog. So of course we have the countdown catalog. That is a really cool poster for it. I hope that's available as a poster for your room. That's an interesting one. But yeah, 0% completed. Let's take a look. Okay, it's only 3 pages, and let's see what the rewards are. Okay, so just like a regular couple of shirts and pant combos here. That's a pretty cool ESOP. Oh, I got a group invitation. Let me decline that. An icon there for the event that's coming off the poster, and then we have the legendary Capello Romano outfit. Hide your shame from the eyes of God. Pretty cool outfit. Yeah, I like the night vision, how the eyes are so close together. That's kind of funny. Um, but yeah, very cool looking. It's got all these dangly bits on it. Those are always a good time. Let's see what we have for the second page here. Oh, we don't get to see the cost. So I would kind of assume, based on the reward amounts from the tasks, that the cost on these are going to increase as the pages go on. But we'll have to see as the event progresses. We have a trophy. Looks like kind of like one of those award show trophies. And then we have the movie clap. What is that? It's just like a popcorn thing. Or I guess it comes with the little clapper thing, so makes sense. Okay, pretty cool. A epic floor. Now that is being impacted by my room theme. Let me disable my room theme really quick to avoid that from causing issues. Okay, go back into catalogs. Hold on 1 second. All right, page 2. So yeah, that's kind of like, that's a pretty cool looking carpet. Kind of would remind you of something like a casino type carpet. And then a new bedspread as well. The striped red and gold looks pretty good. And this is the kind of thing I'm looking for them to do for posters in the future, is, you know, more unique, interesting takes on them. So this is just like, you know, a painting but has a slash through it as if it were destroyed or whatever. But it's pretty cool. That it's, you know, in the poster slot, but not necessarily a poster. I'm appreciating that. And wow, look at this room bundle. That is awesome. Green room. You have this whole projector setup going. I wonder. Oh, you can look around. I didn't even know you could do this. Yeah, you do. That's awesome. You have like a projector screen down over your main window, and stuff plays on it. Wow, they really go all out for these room bundles. These things are awesome. That is super cool. I guess this does fit as well for a movie theater floor. That makes a lot of sense as well. This page is super cool. I really like that room bundle. I'll be rocking that for sure once I unlock it. And then the final page here that is currently available. I wonder if they'll add more on the second part of the event, but we have this little backwards baseball hat thing. That's pretty cool. Interesting patterned sweater there, as some pants to go along with it. What is that thing on? Oh, that's just the tied off knot. An orange night vision. That's interesting. I mean, I think night vision is probably the category of apparel with the least interesting cosmetics currently, so I'd like to see them add more. Another icon, and then this is also an icon. Okay, that one's, I guess, to show the countdown bomb. And then a scarlet version of that outfit, the Scarlet Capello. Don't let God see you bleed. Very cool. This one I like, I think, a little bit better than the page 1 variant, but still has the cool thing. And the hat is pretty crazy. So pretty cool catalog. Again, I'm wondering how much more expensive these pages are going to get as they go on, because, I mean, I guess if you're not considering the tasks, like 50 tokens is a whole lot of tokens if you don't have the tasks to back it up with. Since of course you only get like 4 or 5 per trial. So maybe it won't actually get more expensive, because these might be a decent amount either way, but definitely looking forward to unlocking that stuff. And of course, this is only going to be around till the event ends. Once the event ends, catalog will be removed, and so will your tokens. It'll be gone. So make sure, if you want any of these cosmetics, you're going to need to play the event while it's around to get them. I'm just going through the patch now. Of course, Empty the Vault and Poison the Cattle are on the MK challenge list now. Those have also been added into the escalation map pool, so there's now 19 MK challenges in there, I believe. Additionally, as you can see, the standard and deluxe catalog have both had 11th pages added to them. I had the standard catalog completed, but now it's only 97%. And as you can see, that's now available here. I didn't look at that yet. I was gonna read the patch note here before I actually looked at the prices, because they say these new cosmetics are available for players seeking additional items, and these new items are costly and require a significant amount of game time. So I'm interested to see how many stamps do these things cost. Wow, okay, so this 11th page of the standard catalog has 2 legendary outfits, and they cost 500 stamps each. That is a lot. Okay, so that's going to require a lot of weekly tasks or grinding to get done. I know there's some people who probably already have these stamps available, but I currently do not. This one is pretty cool. Damp Niece. What a horrible name. Always a bridesmaid. Wow, that one is pretty spooky. But what does that say? Fear something blood on the ESOP there. Very interesting. And then this one's kind of like rubber room outfit. Audi, an involuntary sphincter. What an actual description. Okay, so that's going to set you back 1,000 stamps to recomplete the standard catalog, and then the deluxe catalog, it might not even tell me. No, it won't, because I still haven't purchased the lunch lady yet. So I'll probably buy this after completing a few tasks, just to be able to see how much these are. I mean, I would guess that there may be 1,000 each or 500 each as well, but I think the things in the deluxe catalog were a bit more expensive in terms of stamps, so maybe these are even more. But we have Brazen, the most melodious of bellows. Got the golden face mask. That one's pretty cool. And then Candy Striper, Go Out in Style. So another version of this trench coat looking outfit. So pretty cool that they added additional stuff to the two catalogs here that are going to allow you to be able to spend those stamps you're going to also be getting from doing these event trials and tasks. But yeah, all that looks really good. And now we're going to get into the additional fixes, balancing, and other changes that they've made to accompany this update. So first of all, they've made it so that tab now brings up your objectives again, and then you can hold it down to bring up the tasks. That was something I complained about with the original release of Project Lupara, but I've since changed my settings to have the objectives always display, so I don't need to press tab to bring them up anymore. But maybe that will be nice for some people who haven't gotten used to the new way yet. But you can also change those in the settings. They also say all quick communication options now have a dedicated animation. So that, I assume, is, of course, the stuff you can do with middle mouse. I don't think I'm able to do it unless I'm in a trial, or maybe you can't do all of them unless you're in a group. I'm not sure, but I'll be trying those out in my first run through of one of the new trials. Completing the secondary objective in a trial now provides +1 stamp, which I think is a nice just little additional reward for completing that secondary objective. Makes sense. It's always been that way for events, so why not add it on to stamps on normal trials as well. The Genesis tasks from the task list here, which I haven't completed, are now able to be completed from any program, so you don't need to actually complete them in Program Genesis to get these tasks done, which makes some sense. But yeah, I would have had them all done had that been the case prior. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's now possible to just get these done, and I'll have this green check marked off before too long, probably, and then I'll just have the limited time ones available. So yeah, that's a nice little change. Like I mentioned before, there's a notification over the new unplayed trials. Those little yellow exclamation marks. I guess, yeah, here they are now over here on Genesis. So yeah, that's, maybe you like that, maybe you don't. I think it's just kind of unnecessary personally. Task menu navigation has been improved. The menu will now remember the last position you were in when you close it. So let's see if I scroll all the way down here and then close the menu, open it back up. It's still there. So yeah, it does work. Just wanted to test it there. That's nice. Obviously, if you're tracking a task that you're working on, it'll be nice to have it snap back there when you open the menu again. They added a new score event for the final screen when disarming prime asset traps. So obviously that would be the explosive ducks, the electric floor traps, and Franco's stupid invisible laser explosion bomb things. So that's nice that that'll be in there now. I wonder if it applies if you blow it up, like blow up one of the ducks without it hitting you, or if it only means when you like throw a brick at it or do something else. The only way to disable the traps on the ground for coil, the electric grids, is with the stun rig, I believe. So another interesting change there. See if that'll help you get your score up. The text chat message now is displayed when a player picks up a key during a trial to let their teammates know about it, I would assume. They've also made some additions to the Rebirth release protocol. You now get 50 stamps and 500 XP for completing the release protocol, which I think is a fantastic change, since a lot of people I've seen are often asking, why would I even bother doing the release protocol? What's the point of doing Rebirth? Ever since the legendary outfit unlocks were removed from it with Project Lupara. Now you get a nice boost of 50 stamps, which is more than you'd get for, that's like a weekly task amount of stamps, or even more than that. That's like 2.5 weekly tasks worth, or like half of the full completion there. So that's a pretty awesome addition, I would say, to make it more worth doing the rebirths, not instead of just going for those higher trophy unlocks. You now get a reward screen after the rebirth is completed because of that. Also, all of the different rebirth conclusions that are available will now be experienced at least once before they switch over to being random, which is very nice because I know a lot of people didn't get to see some of the endings they wish to see despite doing multiple rebirths. So making it so you always get to see each one at least once, it makes a lot of sense. And now we have some changes to escalation, which I was kind of hoping for, but not really expecting with this update. So what they've changed with escalation, they've made the escalation therapy trials history button more obvious in the results screen, which is good because I think I missed that in my big 52 trial run, and that'll be nice to see. Now this is a huge one right here. Escalation therapy now has variety at high stages. Ultra with random variators. So if you didn't know, the reason I stopped doing escalation is because on my third run, I did a super long live stream where I reached level 52. And starting at trial number 35 and going on from there, every single trial was just Ultra and Increased Threat 2 as the variators. And there was only 17 MK challenges. So I did every MK challenge with Ultra and Increased Threat 2, and it was just going to be repeating from there, to infinity, and would just have been the same. I could have kept going forever or until the servers crapped out on me or I got kicked for being idle. So I stopped there and kind of proclaimed my victory. But now trials 35 and up will no longer be the exact same, and you will be getting random variators alongside Ultra. So that's going to be incredibly difficult, especially if you get things like Deadly Prime Asset, no amps or no revives. There's definitely going to be real potential to lose the run, whereas where I was at, I pretty much had no chance of losing the run since I had 20 plus revives and was gaining them every trial, and the variators were never going to change. So I might have to come back for some more live streams for escalation because of these changes. And that's not all. They've also added the major trials as part of the possible trials list every 10 stages, which is something a lot of people wanted, and I'm really looking forward to that being available. Just having the same list of MK challenges repeating on and on would get pretty old, but now you can also get those main trials. So having those on Ultra is going to be ridiculously difficult, especially something like Poison the Medicine with Franco will be extremely hard. And then you could also get things like Ultra with Prime Time and Toxic Shock. I don't know. It's going to be so much harder with Ultra being alongside other variators. They also added the new countdown variators and escalation therapy, so make sure you're paying attention when you come out of the shuttle because you might have a bomb on your chest and need to speedrun. Imagine that with Ultra. Jesus, that is going to be insane. Also, the new MK challenges are there, as I mentioned. And then they also said some variator combinations are not possible anymore due to creating unexpected situations, but they don't say what those are, so I don't know what they are talking about exactly. They also say some variators won't be selected when playing solo, like no player names and stay together. I never had those show up when I was playing escalation, but maybe that was possible before. But yeah, that is not something I had an issue with, but good to know that they've made it more logical about solo. So yeah, that's all the changes for escalation. The one thing that is missing, I think, that would make escalation perfect is the ability to save your progress. You're still going to need to do extremely long sessions and just hope that the servers don't die on you and your connection holds out and you don't get kicked for being idle when you go to the bathroom. That is still a problem. But otherwise, they pretty much addressed everything that I had a problem with otherwise, adding variators to Ultra at high levels and adding the major trials are huge additions, and I'm really looking forward to jumping back into escalation. So look out for a live stream from me in the coming days, maybe over the weekend at some point. We're looking forward to that. And that is not all. We have a few balancing changes as well to various rigs and amps that I'm going to get into. There's 3 amps that were changed, and the first one is a big change that I am really excited to try out. The Smash amp has been buffed to also allow you to smash co-op doors by yourself. And this is something I've been wanting for quite a while, being able to get through those co-op doors in solo, and that is now possible with the Smash amp. and it lets you do it in a single strike. So smash has become a lot more useful, and it was already pretty good to be able to bash open doors in one hit. So it's going to be a definite contender for strong arm, and I'm absolutely going to be trying it out in the coming videos with the new event. That is a really, really cool change, and I was really happy to read about that. I'm hoping at some point they also allow you to do co-op climbs and jumps by yourself with a different amp. It would kind of be OP to put that all on one amp, but I'm really happy to see this on here. I was not expecting something like this to be coming in this update with amp changes. Additionally, the double doses medicine amp, and I think, did they add these little banners? I don't remember these being here. I think those are new. But the double doses medicine amp is now actually usable in solo. It will now make respawn pills give +2 revives when it's equipped, alongside the already existing effect of syringes being able to be used twice. So now it has some effect for solo, which is good. And this is also going to potentially be something you want to use in escalation. Just swap over to it when you are, on a trial that you think is going to be really easy, and then try and get as many respawn pills as you can because they'll grant double the revives. So that's nice to see, making it so that certain amps are not just completely worthless in solo, having it have some effect. And then apparently the last chance amp, which is this one right here, that allows you to survive with 1 HP instead of dying once every 5 minutes. I guess that was bugged. It wasn't triggering correctly sometimes. And they also made it so that things like damage over time, like bleeding, is removed when the amp is triggered, because I guess before you could just get saved and then die immediately afterwards to the bleed. I never used this amp, but it sounds like that's what was fixed. So that's good to see. And yeah, that's it for amp changes, but the smash change is really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to trying that out. Absolutely. As for rigs, there's just 2 changes to rigs. First of all, X-Ray has had its range buffed by 50%. So it's a pretty big buff to X-Ray. The range is going from 10 meters up to 15 meters, which I think will make it a lot more useful. I've been using it a few times recently to mess around and try some mix up of my loadout. And I did find the range to be pretty bad. So this is going to make it a lot better, and I'm looking forward to trying it out again on my intensive runs sometimes. And then additionally, stun has been finally nerfed at least a little bit. It has gone from a 120-second cooldown up to 180 seconds, so a 50% increase in cooldown, which is pretty brutal. I think that is the same as blind, although I'm not 100% sure. They don't have the numbers of these things showable in game. These icons are new. These were not here before on the rig upgrades. These used to be just numbers, so that's pretty cool that they added that in. A couple things in here that weren't mentioned in the patch notes, just graphically and UI wise, which are all cool as well. But yeah, I think stun used to have this long of a cooldown, and then they buffed it as part of the many buffs stun has gotten over the updates. They reduced it down to 120, and now it's being nerfed back. I think stun will still be king pretty easily, even with this cooldown nerf. I assume that's going to be a knock-on additional effect to it on Psychosurgery and Ultra, though, where it's going to be even longer. As it, I don't know if it gets multiplied or extended or how the cooldown works on Ultra, but it will be a lot longer there as well. But yeah, I mean, I just think it's too good, too versatile. Like, unless they change the effectiveness of it in some way, the cooldown's not going to make it drop down as from the top spot as the best rig, in my opinion. But still good to see that they are still considering rig balance, as it's not something that they've updated in quite a while. And yeah, there's only a couple of other changes here. One that was interesting to me is for Tilt the Scales of Justice, the trial, the MK challenge, where you solve the puzzle lock boxes with the numbers on the courthouse and bring the heads to Lady Justice. They have reduced the amount of heads that you need to bring to Lady Justice for that trial, so that's interesting. I'm wondering how many you need in solo. Previously, it was 4. Maybe it's down to 2, or that's what I would assume if they were to change it, but could also be 3. I'm not sure. It was one of the longer trials, but I'm not sure it necessarily needed to have the number reduced. But yeah, I guess they made that change for whatever reason, and that's the only trial in particular that was changed. Another very nice change, and I'm just gonna quickly jump into a trial to see this, and then maybe we can also test out the gesture emotes to see what those are like as well. I'm not going to complete the trial. I just want to check some stuff out. But in the pause menu, you're now able to select individual variators to view their descriptions, which they say is only available during trials. So we're going to jump into that. I think that is fantastic, especially for people doing escalation. There may be event variators that you've never seen before in there, and you won't know what they do and just have to figure it out. But now you can click on them, I guess, or hover over them maybe to see what they do. That's a huge QOL change, especially for new players. And yeah, so here you can already do it in the shuttle here. So as you can see, I hover over it. Enemies are stronger and more lethal. More enemies in the trial, additional and deadly traps. I mean, these aren't necessarily very descriptive as far as specifics on what they do, but some of the variators that are more vague, like if someone sees prime time and they never played the event or don't know what it does, they're going to have no idea. So it'll obviously be very nice for them to be able to just quickly pause and see what those variators do. Additionally, they fixed a bug where none wasn't available in the posters section. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So that is everything for the patch notes. Overall, really great patch. I'm really happy with the changes to escalation. Super looking forward to the event, and I think the move towards more interesting and varied tasks is fantastic. Hope they continue with that, and I'm glad they brought back the event variated or the event tokens and the catalog. So let's see. So we have, yeah, obviously you can still point. Let's see, on my way. Okay, you give like a I'm going that way. Single. Okay, pal. Didn't have to punch me. Wow, they changed the health bar. It's like a little bit different. Maybe higher resolution looking almost to the health bar things. If you guys notice that at all, it's a pretty subtle change, but I kind of just, it definitely looks different. It's a little bit less dark red, I guess. So that's on my way. You're headed in that direction. Let's see. Hello, you already had. It was like you just wave. Help is come over here and help me. Okay, give him a thumbs up with the acknowledge. These are going to be pretty funny, I feel like, in groups. Regroup is just the circle like that. Wait is you hold up your hand. Danger, wag your finger. And then thanks is, I don't know what that was really. That was a little bit strange. But yeah, those are pretty cool. I liked that they added those animations. Gives a little bit more character to the game, and I think will definitely be pretty funny. Like if someone gets completely walloped over the head by a hammer, you give them the thumbs up or something like that. There'll probably be some pretty funny video clips from that. But that is going to pretty much be it for the patch review, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're excited for this event. I think it's a pretty awesome patch, and I am really looking forward to taking Smash out for a spin and bashing open those co-op doors. Again, look out for a live stream from me within the next few days or so. I will definitely be coming out with some more videos later today for the event, including the 2 new MK challenges. We're looking forward to jumping into those as well. Don't forget to smash the like button down below and subscribe if you're looking forward to seeing more of the Outlast Trials videos from me. And I will see you guys later today for more coverage of the event. Peace out.